Hey everybody, welcome to this new video tutorial series. I posted on YouTube on Friday night anyway, or early Saturday morning, a video asking you guys if you wanted me to do video tutorials for CoronaSDK, making mobile games and things like that. This video right here. If you wanted me to do this, and I read your comments, and most of the people who commented are saying yes, so I've decided I'm just going to go ahead with it and do it, since there is a lack of people doing these kinds of tutorials already. So I thought I might as well do them and you know, help some peeps out. So anyway, we're going to get started. So the first thing, there's actually a few things that we need to download first before we can get started here. I'm going to be using Sublime Text. So Sublime Text 3, which right now you can get for free because it's in a beta. It's currently in beta, so you can download this for free at the current time, or you can buy it for $70. I did buy a license for it. It can be downloaded and evaluated for free. However, a license must be purchased to continue use. One license per machine. I use this because I just like the way how it does the syntax highlighting and all that fantastic stuff. So we're going to be downloading that. We're going to be working with that as well. There's also more stuff we have to get. We also have to get the AndroidSDK. Okay, so we're going to Google that. So Google AndroidSDK, developer.android.com/SDK. I'll take you here. Down the ADT bundle. So now there's going to be this is a little bit of a different thing. So what they've done now with Android. So this series is using CoronaSDK to build mobile apps for both iOS and Android. For iOS, you're going to have to open up your App Store, which I will open mine up right here. And you're going to have to get Xcode. If you Google Xcode, you can download this for free. It's right here. I think it's like 4 gigabytes. You can download that. And you also need $100 developer license to actually publish and test on device. So Android is the way we're going to be testing and all that stuff, since I do not have a developer license for iOS yet. I do plan on getting it though. So we're done with that. So we're going to be basically focusing on Android for the most part, but for pretty much everything in CoronaSDK is pretty much can be used on both iOS and Android. It's not really going to matter. There's not, so I'm. But if there is anything that only works on a certain platform, I will I will let you know. And yeah. But so to get going, so if you just click on this download button, download the SDK, what it's going to do is it's going to download the Android developer tools, which is like I don't know if you could call it a seed of Eclipse, of what we used for our Minecraft tutorials. It's called Android Studio, and you basically use this. Actually, no, that's another. It's made by IntelliJ, but you can download this 80 with built-in. It's an Eclipse IDE with some changes made to it to work perfectly with Android. But we don't want this because we don't. All we need we just need to have the Android SDK. We're not actually going to be developing in Java for Android. We're going to be developing for Android with CoronaSDK. So we're going to click on Use an existing IDE, and we're going to download the SDK tools. If you're on Windows, it's going to say download for Windows. If you're on Mac, it's going to download for Mac. This Corona is also Mac and Windows. And Sublime, I'm pretty sure, is both as well. I'm pretty sure it's for both platforms. Can double check that. Sublime, or it might be for. Is it only for Mac? Okay. Nope, for Mac, Windows, and so yeah, Sublime is available on OS X, Windows, and Linux, so you can get it on any platform you want. And it's actually a very, very, very cool looking cool looking, and has it's very functional IDE that we can use. So we're going to click and down. You're going to download these SDK tools for your platform. This will change for whatever platform you're on. For Mac, we're going to be setting this up in our developer folder. So to get to that, we need to go. You want to click Go and click on Computer. And then you're going to click on your Mac, your hard drive, and then you may not have this folder, so by default, so right click, create new folder, type in developer, and it will create this folder, and it will give it its icon and all that good stuff. So now if you have that folder, you're going to download after you download the IDE. I might actually still have this in my downloads folder, possibly. Let's go here. Let's check this quickly. So is it Android? No, I no longer have it. But you'd have that. You would download it, extract it, and then that's going to give you a folder. And in that folder, and I shouldn't have closed that. I should have kept that up. And do I have it along the side here? No, I don't. So go, computer, hard drive, developer. You're gonna have you should have a folder with all these folders in it: tools, build tools, extras, platform tools, platforms, and system images. So you can download. So you want to just throw that folder into your developer folder. I rename mine to Android, so in case I have multiple different platforms in here, I can easily tell the difference without crazy names and all that stuff. Now on both platforms, you want to go into, I think it's platform tools, or is it, no, it's just tools. So you click on tools, and you're going to want to double click on this Android package here. And I'm not sure if it should launch on Windows the same way, but it should open up the Android SDK manager. Yep, I have a little snitch. Okay, there we go. So basically, this is where you're going to download all of your different, all the SDKs for all the different versions of Android. I haven't downloaded anything extra, but you can download all the way from 1.5 all the way up to 1.3, which is the latest one, which we should actually install. We're going to be working with 4.2 and 4.3. So I have the SDK platform and the ARM image downloaded, so I can probably do that for all these. I don't need to do the Google APIs. You should probably have as well, and sources for Android SDK, and that's pretty much it. So you could download and install that stuff. I'm not going to do that right now because we're not actually going to be developing in this tutorial, but you can go into here and download all of this stuff if you want, all this different stuff. The Google Play services and all that stuff, lots of things. And also, if you're testing on device, on Windows, you're also going to have to download this Google USB driver to test on your device, since it's not going to be installed by default. On Mac, you can just plug in and you're ready to go. So after you're all done installing all that stuff, and if there's anything that I've missed, I will check the description. I will have anything else if I forgot anything that you need in there. Alrighty, so after you've done and installed all that stuff, you can close that. You don't need to go through any of this stuff. This is all fine. So we can pretty much just close that now. And so you have your Sublime Text IDE. You have your Android SDK / Xcode installed, and now you got to get Corona. So when you go to download Corona, you're going to click download, free to publish, so you don't have to pay anything. You can pretty much develop an app and put it out for free. But there's also paid tiers, so you get premium analytics, premium monetization. You get all the Corona plugins. You get daily builds. They're updating this thing. They're updating the SDK daily with new stuff. So pretty much as soon as let's say Android 4.3 comes out, you're going to have Android 4.3 functionality if there's anything that needs to be implemented. When iOS 7 comes out, you'll pretty much have that right away. You're not going to have to wait a while before it comes out. Access to the premium support, access to pre-releases, and if you're making up to between $100,000 and $500,000 of revenue free, you can build for iOS, Android, Kindle, and Nook. The one-click builds, the custom splash screens, limited plugins, community support, and $100,000 revenue limit. So as long as you're making less than $100,000 with your apps, you can use the free version, and you don't need to buy it. And these are all monthly fees, but they're billed annually. I'm pretty sure they're monthly fees. Yeah, developer per month. So you wouldn't be paying $40 as soon as you click Pro. You're going to pay $450 times 12. So whatever the hell that is, that's what you're going to pay today, and then you'll have a full year, and then you'll just pay once a year for your developer license. iOS is the same thing. Now, you will have the CoronaSDK license, but you'll also have to publish to iOS and Android is their respective developer licenses. So for, like I said, iOS is $100. You're going to have to buy that if you want to develop or test on your device for iOS. For Android, it's just $25. Another thing with iOS is also it's $100 a year, not just $100 up, and then you have it for as long as you want. And for Android, it's $25. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's not a monthly fee or a yearly fee. You just pay the $25 and that's it, and you're good to go, and you're ready to start developing or publishing your apps on the Google Play Store and all that fantastic stuff. So so you can get plugins. We'll get into those later. Our number is going to focus on getting you up to snuff with Lua, which is the scripting language and all that awesome stuff. But anyway, I digress. Back to this. So you're going to download for either Mac or Windows for the CoronaSDK. I'm downloading it for Mac. You can download for Windows. Whatever the install process is for Windows, you do that. It should be pretty straightforward. Mac, you download it, you get a DMG, you open it up, you get a folder, you drag it to your applications, and you're done. Nothing else to it. So I can actually even go to, let's go to my desktop. Let's click on applications. You can see all my wonderful applications. CoronaSDK is right here. So the main thing that you use when it comes to Corona is the simulator. That's what you open up the simulator, and then you basically edit your code with any other text editor. Which in our cases, at least in the case of these tutorials, I'm going to be using Sublime Text 3, so you can enable automatically refresh, as I will show you in the next tutorial. But anyway, we're not quite ready to go yet. We have one more thing to do with Sublime Text. We need to install the Corona bundle so we get autocomplete and things like that. Now, there's tons of different plugins for this. So if we type in CoronaSDK Sublime Text, let's go Sublime Text 3. There might be one out for Sublime Text 3 yet. Doesn't seem to be. So 2. All right. So now there's these two main ones right here. I forget which one I installed, but I'm not actually liking the one that I have. But these are pretty easy to install. Installation: add the entire Sublime Corona SDK folder to the packages folder. So I'm not sure what this is on Mac for the Sublime Text folder. So you're going to download this master branch from GitHub, which is right here. And actually, I'll reinstall it too while I'm at it. So I'll just put this on my desktop, save. So it's downloaded, extract it. Switch over to my Finder, and let's go to the desktop, and we're going to have Corona SDK master. This is what you need to throw into this. So you should have one folder with a bunch of other folders right in it. All right, so you don't want to have a folder inside of another folder or anything like that. So I'm going to open up another one of these things, and we're going to click. Let's just go to desktop for now, and we're going to go to Applications, find Sublime Text, which is in right here. Show Package Contents, Resources. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Oh, no, right. There's a much easier way of finding this. You can open up Sublime, Sublime Text. And this is actually Lua script right here. I'm working on a game, so I'm just gonna close that for now. So when you open up Sublime Text, you can click. This is a Mac. You can click on, I think it's File, Edit, somewhere here. Oh yeah. So you go under Preferences. So on Windows, that might be under the Edit menu. And then you click Browse Packages, and that's going to pull up your Packages folder. Yeah, I have that one there installed. So we're going to actually install the other one, not this one. This Leno one doesn't seem to really work that well. This one here seems to work pretty good as well. So let's download that. Place that on the desktop as well. Extract that. So yeah, I'm going to put this one in here instead. So same install process. He's got all this. He's just going to drop it in. So you can choose whichever one you want to install. Actually, yeah, I'll stick with the same one. Why not? So basically, you won't have this folder here. You'll just have this. You'll have package control. You'll have, actually you won't have package control, but you can basically just drag that folder right in there, and it's installed. Relaunch Sublime, and now you'll have code hinting and all that stuff for Lua script. Alrighty, so we're done with that. Now we're actually going to get to creating our first project. Now on Mac, and actually Windows 2, you also want to make sure that that the files, that the Lua files are going to be automatically opened with Sublime. For me, I have Unity installed, so it opens up with either Unicron or the Xcode editor, and we don't want that. We want it in the other one. So we're going to create we're just going to create a Lua script in CoronaSDK. So I'm just going to save this here somewhere. So I'm going to click on desktop, and we're just going to delete this after anyway. We're not going to keep it, so just go untitled.lua, and you can see down there it says that it's Lua script. All right, so we can close that. Back to our desktop. Go into our Corona tutorials folder, which I created. Right click on that and open with, and then I'm going to go Other. Select Always Open With, and then find Sublime and click Open. Reload. Okay, fantastic. So now when we click on that, it's automatically going to open it up in Sublime. On Windows, I forget how you do that, but you should know how to do that. And if you don't, you can Google it and you can easily find out. So here we go. Now you can just delete that file. We no longer need it. Let's hide that. All right. So those are just all of our different stuff. This is our Corona folder right here. So now we're going to open up the Corona simulator. And that's going to give you this. This is build 2013 1137, and you can open up if you're opening up an existing project, you can click on Simulator and then select the package that you want to work with. So like Hello World, you could click on that and select your device: iPhone 4, iPhone 4, iPhone 5, iPad, Retina iPad, Droid. Nexus 1, Sensation, Galaxy Tab, S3, Kindle Fire, Nook Color, and all that stuff. you could do that. But we're going to create a new project. So we're going to click on New Project. We're going to name it Basics. We're just going to have it as a blank template for now. Foam preset, this is fine. But usually, so if you're building for, let's say, you're going to say, okay, my target device that I want it to work perfectly on is, let's say, the Galaxy S4. Make it the resolution of the Galaxy S4 so that, you know, so you don't have to, so you know what's going to work on that device, and then every other device that's similar to that as far as screen size. But we're just going to leave it at this for now because we're not doing a lot in this one here. So we're going to click Next. It's going to ask us for where we want to save it. We're going to click on Desktop and click Corona Tutorials, and then click Create, and then open an editor. And actually, it's still opening up Unitron, and we don't want that. So open up that folder. You can just drag the folder onto your Sublime Text icon. This should work in both iOS or both Mac and Windows. And then it should open it up, and you'll have the folder. Now it's going to give you 3 files. You're going to build settings, config, and then your main Lua, or your main.lua. So your main.lua file is where all your code goes. And then you can have config.lua, which is going to have the application content, the width, the height. So if you want to change it, you would change it in here, the frames per second, and if you wanted to letterbox it, and all that stuff. Push notifications, we'll get to that later on. We're not going to deal with that right now, so just leave this the way it is. And then build settings is some other stuff. The default orientation, the supported. So if you want to have it to support both portrait and landscape, you would type in here landscape, like that, and now it's going to work on both orientations. So when you rotate the device, it will actually rotate. Oh, so yes, they say here portrait upside down, portrait left, and portrait right. So if you want it, so landscape or landscape left and landscape right. So you would want to put all those. So they show you them right there, but we're not going to bother with that. And as you can see, when I save the file, it reloaded the simulator automatically. You can also set if you want to hide the status bar and all that stuff. Set defaults for shine overlay. So yeah, you can easily do all this different stuff. Change the color scheme. There's some Android, so you would set your Android permissions in here. So if you're making an application that's going to access the camera, you're going to have to go Android.permission.camera. I'm guessing is what that would be. But you know, so that's it. So that's pretty much where we're going to end this tutorial. Just getting set up and everything created, and so you understand exactly what our workflow is. So Sublime Text, or you can use on Windows. You can also use there's TextWrangler. There's Notepad++. You can pretty much use anything, but I would recommend Sublime since you have the Corona SDK text highlighting and all that stuff, and it's going to be great. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, which is actually going to be creating a little simple application. We're going to be going over some basics like variables, functions, for loops, multiple files, and all this different kind of stuff. So see you guys in the next video.